All right.呃，大家好。Hello，你好，你好。啊、我是医生朱学莲。对不起，我的国语不好，OK？So I was born in America, so my Mandarin is really, really bad. So I just want to apologize ahead of time. So, but I'm very happy to be here to speak with everyone here tonight.
他是身在美国的，所以他的普通话不是那么特别好，所以他也给大家抱歉。他今天这个分享用英文，然后所以他这个就开始今天的这个分享吧，就是想跟大家解释一下。
So again, thank you so much for having me. It is a great pleasure to present my story and my journey, my professional journey with everyone here today.
很高兴今天有这次机会来给大家分享啊，然后跟大家分享Colin 的这个专业的故事，还有他这个实践的故事，他专业的这些旅程。
So I'm going to start the presentation by saying that this is my story in terms of how I became a lifestyle medicine practitioner, a chef, and a speaker.
他今天要分享的这个主题是从他的故事开始，他是如何成为一个认证的生活方式医学的这个医生，还有这个厨师，还有他的这个演讲者。
And my hope is that my story can help you as professionals to be able to help the communities and patients that you serve.
他希望他的故事可以帮到大家，然后也帮到大家的这个病人，然后也帮到大家可以更多的去支持大家的这个社区。
Okay. So my story starts off by I had to understand what the American healthcare system is like before I started my journey. I realized that the American healthcare system was very inefficient and it didn't help the patient or the doctor deliver high quality care.
他的这个故事是从他了解美国的这个医疗系统开始的，然后他发现这个美国的医疗系统并不健全，没有办法去帮助这个病人去得到他们应有的这种治疗和健康的生活。
We do very well in terms of when there's an emergency. We have amazing medications, medicine. When there's an emergency, we have great surgeries to be able to intervene when the time is right.
他们的这个美国的医疗体系好的地方是，它可以对于这种突发状况是很好的它会有这个很好的药，然后在面临一些紧急情况、突发状况的时候，也可以做很高质量的这个手术。
60% of Americans suffer from one chronic disease. 40% of Americans suffer from two or more. And a lot of this is preventable.
就是我们屏幕上的这个60%的美国人患有一种疾病，40%的美国人患有两种或者更多的疾病，但是这个现象或者这个数据其实是可以预防跟避免的。
Up to 80% is actually preventable through proper diet and lifestyle recommendations.
高达80%的这样的疾病是可以通过生活方式的干预来预防的。
So America, what I was saying was that, we deliver great medicines and we deliver great surgeries when necessary and when we have an emergency. However, the American system, we spend the most in healthcare compared to other wealthy countries, but our health outcomes is very, very low.
他说是在美国的医疗上，其实对于紧急情况这个医药和这个手术，其实都是做得很好的。然后相比其他的国家，美国在这个健康医疗领域的投入也是很多的，但其实还是有很多这个没有做到好的地方。
So during school, my medical training taught me how diseases manifested and then how drugs work. However, it didn't teach me in terms of proper diet, nutrition, lifestyle, or how to take care of yourself to prevent disease.
他在学校的时候呢，其实教了他说这个疾病是怎么样的，然后如何用药，但是并没有教他关于这个饮食营养包括生活方式这样的培训，其实非常非常的少。
When I went to school, only about 25% of all the medical schools were required to take nutrition. However, the nutrition course was also not enough. It wasn't sufficient.
只有在这个美国的这个医学学校，只有25%的学校会要求医生去学营养学，但就算是这样，这个营养学的内容也不足够。
So what that meant was that when you have physicians that didn't get enough diet and lifestyle education, they are not as confident to be able to teach their patients.
那当我们的医生没有足够的关于饮食和生活方式的这个相关知识的时候，我们的医生就没有足够的信心把这些知识和信息传递给我们的这个患者。
So I knew right away that I needed to do something different with my career, and I needed to be able to change my path and be able to enhance it.
所以他就意识到他想要做一些跟他的这个职业发展关于这个职业发展不一样的地方，想改变一下这个路径。
So after medical school, I decided that I wanted to learn more than just nutrition. I needed to go to culinary school to understand where does food come from, how is it prepared, and what is the best combination to be able to teach a patient to optimize their health.
所以在这个医学院之后呢，他意识到他不仅这个要学营养学是不够的，他要知道这个食物是从哪里来的，这个食物是应该如何去准备食物之间应该如何去组合，才能更好的去帮助患者。
I also got a certification in health coaching because health coaching allows you to be a partner for your patients. So instead of the doctor being up here and the patient here, being a health coach allows you to have communication where it's equal.
并且他还获得了这个健康教练的认证，这个认证可以让他是跟患者是一个伙伴关系的，而不是作为一个这个医疗的医生是在上面，这个患者是在下面，而是一个平等关系。
For example, when you're a doctor and a patient, a lot of times doctors just tell you what to do, tells the patients what to do, but having a health coach or being a health coach allows you to allow the patient to decide their own health care and their own wellness.
比如说作为一个医生，很多时候是告诉患者要做什么，但是如果作为健康教练，这个沟通是这个沟通是 What's the last part? Sorry, the second part of the sentence.
It allows you to be a partner and to have a better relationship with your patient.
就是跟患者有一个更好的关系，有一个更好的沟通。
So after those two pieces of education, I applied what I learned. So I learned that I really love to teach. And so I gave presentations from the hospital, in the community, and also in conferences.
所以他学了这两项技能之后呢，他就开始去实践，并且用这个。然后怎么做呢？他就去了医院，然后去了很多的社区，去作为演讲者。然后他发现他很愿意去教授别人这样的知识，所以他就把他学的这些知识到了医院和社区去传授。
So, to give you an idea of what a typical or average doctor visit is like for a patient, patients have to wait anywhere from 1 to 2 hours just to get a 15-minute appointment with the physician. And most of that 15 minutes is really talking about writing a prescription and where they can go for a referral.
所以先给大家一个大概的介绍，就是在美国的这个看病的这个顺序啊，一般一个患者需要等待1到2个小时才能看到这个医生，然后看医生只有15分钟的时间，在这15分钟的时间，大部分时候是在写这个处方，然后并且告诉他你应该再去看哪个专科医生。
There's a lot of power when you're able to teach someone in terms of understanding why the patient has that certain disease, and they can go back home and know what to do. But because there's not enough time, the patient is unable to receive proper education and information to understand why they have the disease to begin with.
我们这个教授的这个力量是很大的，也就是说，我们要这个15分钟的时间，其实不足以让医生去教给患者说你为什么会得这样的疾病，然后你回家之后到底应该如何做。但是恰恰是这个为什么会得这种疾病，回家应该到底如何做，如何去这个调整，其实是最重要的。
So, in order to get away from the inefficiencies, in order to do something better, I created my own company, TheChefDoc, in 2017, to be able to save me time, save the patient time, because they can go to a website to learn about different kinds of resources and education on their own.
去解决这个问题，这个低效的问题呢，他就创办了自己的这个公司，是在2017年的时候。这样的话可以节省他的时间，也可以节省患者的时间。患者可以到网上看到很多的有用的信息。
I've been involved with lifestyle medicine for 10 years. I started when I was a doctor in training. And the biggest thing that it taught me was that I needed to hold myself accountable and be able to show the patient that you could do it because I'm doing it.
在他还是这个在训的这个医生的时候，他就开始了这个生活方式医学，然后他已经做了有10年的时间，他也意识到他也需要作为一个示范，他也有这个责任去给他的这个患者去证明他也在实践这个生活方式医学。
So what that means is that if I'm teaching you a way to eat, then I'm eating that same way myself. Same thing with physical activity, sleep, and hydration, and relationships.
所以，就像他教给患者你要如何去吃什么东西的时候，他也要去这样践行，他也要去这样健康的去吃，也是一样的道理。就是除了吃什么之外，如何去运动，如何睡觉，如何去喝水，都是一样的道理。
So these are just pictures. I really love swimming and racing and being outdoors. So these are just examples of how I keep myself maintained.
这是一些他运动的照片啊，他非常喜欢游泳，然后跑步，然后很喜欢到户外去。这是他如何去保持他的这个户外身体健康这一块的。
So, because I love to teach and speak in front of the public audience, it allows me to do more than just write a prescription as a physician. It allowed me to use my voice and to be able to teach others knowledge and skills.
因为他喜欢去传授，然后也喜欢去发言，所以他可以不仅仅去局限在这个患者的地方，可以把他的声音更多的放出去，然后把这个知识传授给其他的人。
I think that is the most powerful form of medicine. If you're able to teach someone and then they can go home and be able to use that knowledge and skills to better their life and then better the lives of the people around them.
他觉得这是一个非常有价值、有力量的事情，因为你告诉了患者，他们应该如何做，他们理解了这个之后，不仅他们可以做，也可以影响患者周围的人。
So, how I currently apply lifestyle medicine, every practitioner is very, very different in terms of how you practice lifestyle medicine. For me, I consult with patients online and I also coach. So, I can do one-on-one or also lead group coaching sessions.
所以他来讲讲他是如何去做这个生活方式医学的，去落地的。那每一个这个专业人士的做法都不一样。那他是通过在线的方式，然后他有这个咨询的服务，他有1对1的咨询服务，也有小组的这种咨询服务。
I also publicly speak like this, and I also hold cooking demonstrations and workshops, both online and also in person. And also being able to share that knowledge and skill set for other doctors and healthcare professionals, as well as the general public.
所以他也是一个公开演讲者啊，就是像现在这样给大家去演示，然后并且他也通过线上和线下的方式去传递这些知识，他也会去做饭，在做饭的过程中就是让其他人看他是怎么准备食物的然后并且他把这些信息传递给医生、医师和专业人士。
Most of my career, I see patients one-on-one in an office as a GP, as a general practitioner. However, by practicing lifestyle medicine, it allowed me to reach as many people as possible. And that's the kind of impact that I wanted to make.
大部分时候呢，作为一个这个医师，他都是在办公室里1对1的见患者。但是通过生活方式医学，它现在落地的这种形式，它可以见到更多的患者，把这个影响力更大，这个扩大。
I apologize. This is in English, but these are just a few of my client and patient testimonials.
这是一些这个患者给他的好评啊。
So again, I'm using myself as an example to demonstrate that there's no limitation on how you apply lifestyle medicine. I'm open for questions, and thank you very much for having me.
他说其实他只是把他自己是如何做的做了一个案例，其实并没有一个固定的答案，这个也是无限的，大家可以开展自己的想法。然后这就是他的分享，但是他欢迎大家来提问，所以我们可以有一个直接的互动，大家有什么问题想要问他的？会讲 Cantonese 的可以直接讲广东话。大家有什么问题可以问一问，我相信大家可能会有问题，比如说我们的这个生活方式医学学了之后，认证了之后，我们要如何去做，或者有没有什么案例，大家有什么问题，我们可以敞开了、自由的来问一问，有没有？欧了朱博士，
朱博士您好，我也是一位生活方式医学的爱好者。我从事就是按我们传统的意义来讲，我们以前做生活方式可能就是我们中国的那个16个字哈， 但是在这个过程中，我刚刚听您讲下来是特有感触的，因为10年之前我从自然方式一点点的自己的改变，到现在来学习这个过程，真的是内心挺澎湃的，特感激。那我想问的问题就是，您在这个过程中间，您跟客户现在去问诊的大概的时间，还有就是您给的那个干预的方案。去执行他们，就是您后续的那种管理，跟他互动是一个什么情况？您可以详细介绍一下吗？谢谢。
谢谢涂医生。这个大家问问题可以给我一点点这个翻译的时间，要不然太长了，我也不是专业的，我尽量的是翻译啊。So she's very passionate about lifestyle, and she's been doing this and practicing this herself for over 10 years, and she's very excited to learn and to get to know. So the question is, what is how you interact with your client now? Like, what's the length of the time that you talk to them? What's the plan that you gave them? How does it look? And how to manage the plan afterwards with the clients and how you interact with them afterwards.
Okay. So number one, thank you for that question. That's a very good question. And congratulations for practicing for 10 years. That's awesome.
特别感谢您的这个问题啊，然后也特别恭喜你已经做了有这个10年的这种实践的经验。
So I get patients in many different ways. When I have private patients, most of the patients that I have now, I see online. I don't, I do all of my practice at home. So I see my patients online.
他很多时候会有这个，他能见很多的这些患者，然后很多时候都是相对私密的时候，他现在见的患者大部分还是通过线上的方式去做的，然后他就在家里可以跟这个患者连线。
I form my own practice in order to, I form my own consulting practice. So I don't replace the general practitioner.
他有他自己的一套方案，他并不是说要去替换这个患者的这个治疗方案。比如说这个患者如果有其他的这种治疗方案，他并不去替换，而是他有他自己给出这个患者的一个方案。
Yeah, so I'm a lifestyle medicine consultant, and I don't replace their regular doctor.
他是作为生活方式医学的一个顾问，他并不替换这个患者的其他的医疗和医生的建议。
So because of that, I'm not restricted in terms of how long or how short I can spend time with them. So I have appointments where they could spend an hour with me, or they can spend 30 minutes with me. So those are the appointments that I usually have with them. And within an hour, for example, we talk everything lifestyle medicine.
也是因为这种方式啊，所以他跟患者见面的时间并没有受限，所以有的时候是半个小时，有的是1个小时。然后在这个过程中，他跟患者会去聊所有的这个生活方式的内容。I have one more question actually about that. Do you mind? Like how?
Yeah. I hope that.
With the minute?
Say
Do you
again?
charge with a minute, like per hour with the patients, or it's just one session?
I charge I charge by time. So if they sign up for 30 minutes, I charge 30 minutes. If I charge 1 hour, I charge 1 hour. So
Thank you. 我多问了他一个问题啊，我说你是怎么去收费的？我说你是按照时间，因为他说有半个小时有1个小时嘛。我说那你是按照一次去收费，还是按照半个小时1个小时时间？他说是按时间去收费的。
they have to understand that in the American healthcare system, we don't currently have universal healthcare. It's not socialized medicine. So a lot of times patients need to have insurance to pay, or they have to pay out of pocket.
他是想让大家知道，其实在美国这个医疗并不是全部覆盖的，并不是100%都是免费的，有的是可以通过医疗保险去付的，还有很多时候是要自己去付费的。
So
自费的这种。
when patients come to us, we don't take insurance, so they pay out of pocket, they pay cash. But because we have a premium service, and not a lot of doctors practice lifestyle medicine, patients find that it's worth the money to be able to pay for service to consult with a lifestyle medicine physician.
因为它现在的这个服务生活方式医学其实是不被这个保险所覆盖的，所以患者是需要自掏腰包去付费的。所以这种情况下，就会有一些医生和患者觉得，这个是不值得的，不想要自己去付费啊。但是它其实是提供了一个非常好的服务的。
So I hope that answers her question.
他希望这个他回答了您的问题。大家还有其他的问题吗？
Teddy, can I ask you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Can you tell me the audience, are they all physicians, or can you tell me like what do they represent?
It's all for tomorrow's exam. So half of them are physician and another half are professional health practitioners. Is for the lifestyle medicine certification exam tomorrow.
Okay.
问我
And
大
then
家的这个背景。
and my other question is just for me, why did your organization form, the China Lifestyle Medicine Alliance? Why did that form, and what kind of problems is China facing that this organization needed to start?
I didn't know that we have an interview for me. That's a hard question for me on behalf of all the Chinese. 他突然问了我一个问题，他说为什么我们要成立中国的生活方式医学联盟？然后现在中国的医疗面临什么问题？我们想要去解决什么问题？我说我不知道今天有要问我的问题，而且这个问题作为我来说很难代表我们这么大的一个问题，代表所有的医生去回答。我只是从我的这个角度来回答，我先回答他，然后我再翻译我自己。So I actually learned about lifestyle medicine when I was in Harvard. So I heard a conference, and that was in 2015, and I'm very impressed with the evidence-based. Although that we have traditional medicine in China, but it's evidence-based lifestyle medicine. To me, is all around it. So I think that's something I'd like to bring back to China, and so our physicians, Chinese physicians, know more about it, and then they can combine with their own skills and maybe traditional medicine in the future, and eventually to benefit the patients. I think it's universal language for lifestyle medicine. Is in many other countries, it's the same. I actually had this talk with Stephen yesterday. It's human anywhere. 所以这个是我的回答。我说，就是我从2015年看到这个，我就觉得它很棒。虽然我们中国有我们说的这个传统医学或者中医药，但是当我看到的它是一个循证的生活方式医学，包括当然大家都学了它的这6个方面是非常完整的，所以我希望看到这个把它带回到中国，可以让我们中国的医生和医学专业的各位专家把它结合到自己的真实的这个实践当中去，当然最终可以去赋能或者帮助更多的患者，然后有更健康的。然后我也说，生活方式医学其实它是一个全球性的，就是一个通用的语言，因为我们都是人嘛，不管你在哪个国家，这个道理是一样的这个是我的答案。
Yeah, and the reason why I say this is because globalization and the Western influences has made other countries sicker. So, because I don't practice in China, it's for me to understand, how lifestyle medicine is applied in China as well. So I'm very, very impressed with the work that you guys have done.
Thank you。他说他问这个问题，就是因为他知道这个全球化，包括一些西方的文化，会对整个全球的健康有一些影响。他想要了解国内的这个生活方式医学的这个工作的情况，所以这个他问的这个问题。There's one more question for you.
Yep.
Okay.
鞠宝学好，朱博士你好，我说个粤语，然后刚才说到的。
You can understand Cantonese, right? Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can.
Cantonese.
I can't hear him though.
哦，可能要大点声。
用普通话吧。对，您帮忙翻译一下。这有3个小问题，一个大问题里面想3个小问题。就针对他刚才说到的，其实他说的很多烹饪医学，所以我想了解烹饪医学跟营养医学之间的一个区别这是第一个小点。第二点就是怎么开展这种像烹饪医学这样子的一个过程，其实它更多的是在演示嘛，不是怎么做，所以怎么启动，就在中国来说，因为这种情况有没有一些参考的建议？那第3个就刚才提到的，怎么把这个东西商业化？因为无论生活医学在美国也好，在中国也好，要持续的话，我觉得肯定要用就是有回报的东西来驱动我们就是我们这种要提供者或参与者的这种持续的动力，才能带给更多的客人就是病人我们更多的价值，这才是能把这个东西真正推动下去的一个重点。所以看这3个问题我们建议。
还有一个大问题，3个
大问题围绕这个烹饪医学来说一下。谢谢。
Okay. He actually has 3 questions.
Okay.
One is what's the difference between cooking and nutrition? Do we have a delay?
Yeah, there's a delay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a.
Can you repeat the
Okay.
first question?
The first question is, what's the difference between cooking and nutrition? Like what you're doing, the cooking demonstration and all that, what's the difference between them with the nutrition? And second is how you activate the business. Like how you start at this cooking thing. I know that you introduced. We know that you introduced you're going to do the demonstration in the hospital and community. But how did you start it all this? Like they want to know how they can start that. And third is about your business, like a business plan or business picture. It's the same situation here. If they want to sustain what they learn about lifestyle medicine, they need to find a way to get paid. And to make the service last longer for the professionals.
Yeah. Great questions. So the difference between cooking and nutrition is, so I do something called culinary medicine. And what culinary medicine means is that you are applying the nutritional science with the culinary arts to be able to optimize someone's health.
OK，这里面有一个专业词汇我不知道我翻译的对不对，叫 culinary medicine， 应该就是说通过饮食作为一种药物，就是他做的这个饭也是一种药物的意思，所以他做的这个事情就是把这个营养学的实践和知识放在他的这个烹饪里面，然后再提供给患者。这个是有个这个专业词汇叫 culinary medicine， 就是烹饪为医药的一种方式。
The main difference is the main difference is that when you're teaching someone nutrition, you're teaching them the understanding of why they need to eat something and what they, should or should not eat. Okay. But cooking and using culinary medicine is helping them to use skills to better prepare dishes and meals that are better for their health.
Yeah, that's a long one. 他说我们去教授营养学的时候，更多的是告诉我们的这个患者或者是顾客为什么要吃这个，什么东西能吃，什么东西不能吃。但是当他现在在做的这个事情，通过烹饪来给这个患者提供服务的时候，其实是让他掌握一种技能，让他知道如何去准备这个食物，然后让这个食物更有营养或者更合理。
So, for example, when I'm teaching someone, I'm teaching them, what is going on, how to prepare their kitchen, how to organize their refrigerator, their freezer, how to go to a market.
他去教他的患者或顾客的时候，他会去教怎么去准备，包括他的这个厨房要如何去布置，冰箱里面要放什么啊，冷冻里面要放什么，他们去超市的时候应该怎么买什么，他都会去教的。
When I'm preparing a dish in front of them, right? So if I'm cooking right now, I'm teaching them in terms of which skills, which cooking methods is better for their health. And then I'm also teaching them what is the best way to prepare a plant-based dish, for example? How can we improve the health by these kinds of foods?
当他去做饭烹饪的时候，他展示给他的顾客或者患者的时候，他要告诉他要如何去做，怎么样做才是最健康的，怎么样做是符合这个生活方式医学的，包括比如说怎么去准备一个这个全植物的叫 plant-based 嘛，我们这个书里面也有这种植物的食物是更好的、更有营养的、更正确的。
So if you want to do this for yourself, you could teach it, okay, if you enjoy cooking, right? However, you don't have to do it like that. You could work with a chef that can prepare the meals, and so you can teach, and then the chef can prepare, for example. Or you could work with a nutritionist and you could work together like that as well. So you don't have to do it by yourself.
如果你也跟他一样喜欢烹饪，你可以这样直接就是你来做，交给你的患者。但如果你并不喜欢这件事情，或者你不想做，也并不是一定要这样做，你可以跟一个厨师或跟一个主厨去合作或者跟一些专业的这个营养师去合作做这件事情。
Yeah. Lifestyle medicine is about teaching in a way that works for you. Okay. So if you don't like to if you don't like to publicly speak, then you could make a website for patients to go to. You could write a book. You could write articles. Lifestyle medicine, there's so many different examples and different ways that you can apply it.
它其实生活方式医学的这个实践跟落地，其实有非常多不同的方式，所以要适合自己的就是更好的。如果大家是不愿意就是公开分享的，像他这样，也是可以通过比如说做一个网站或做一个账号，写一本书，写一些文章然后去传递。这里面因为生活方式医学里面包含非常多的内容，里面有非常多的这些案例，大家可以根据自己的情况去尝试。
What was the second question that he asked?
The difference between cooking and nutrition, how to activate like the whole business, how we start to do that, how you start to do that. And third one is the business plan, how to make sustained business in lifestyle medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know the proper rules and laws in terms of opening a business. And so that's different than America. So you have to sit down with maybe a lawyer. You have to sit down with maybe a financial planner, right? And then you have to see if this is something that you could spend part-time with or full-time with. Okay. So there's many different ways to do it. I would do it little by little as opposed to closing down your practice and then do lifestyle medicine, because it's the same thing. You have to build a practice, build a business little by little in order to be successful. It's going to take some time.
他说他并不了解，就是中国开展这个商业的一些规则可能需要跟律师或者跟一些这个财务的负责人去沟通。但是他说你可以去决定你要做这个全职的或者兼职的，但他并不建议说我要做生活方式医学就一定要丢掉我原来做的这个全职的医师的这种专业的工作。他说他认为还是一点一点的，就是商业也是一点一点开始，一点点建立起来的。
So if you want to see patients and practice lifestyle medicine for just patients, then you have to slowly build up another practice. Or if you are able to see them online, then you can do that as well. Okay, that's one example.
他说，如果大家想做线下的，就跟我们去当医生是一样的，也要一点点建立起来。那就相当于我要有一个生活方式医学的这么一个诊室，然后慢慢的有自己的患者，慢慢开始。当然也可以用线上的方式去做这件事情。
You could also make money by writing your own newsletter, articles. You can charge for public speaking. You could charge for books. There's many, many different ways to be able to create a business with it.
他说其实是有非常多方式可以去商业化的，大家也可以写文章，然后去来公开分享的时候也有一个分享嘉宾的一个费用，然后也可以去写书等等。
Lifestyle medicine is also about community. So, you could also work with someone else and come up with some ideas that, that works for both of you or as a group. I think that, lifestyle medicine is best when it's more than one person. It's best when we could have a team of different individuals that have a different skill to be able to offer.
他说生活方式医学其实也是一个社区所以你也可以去找一个合作伙伴，然后跟你有共同的目标和想要做的事情，然后共同去推这个事情。从他的角度来说，他认为生活方式医学更需要一个团队，如果这个团队当中有不同擅长领域的人和专业人士的话，会更好。
So for me, I created a lot of material. I created a website. I wrote a book. I host a podcast, and I charge for that. I charge for public speaking, and I also form partnerships with others.
所以像他呢，就有非常多不同的方式。他有自己的播客，也是收费的；他有他的网站，他写了一本书。然后当他公开演讲的时候，也是有费用的所以这些然后他也会跟其他的商业或者其他的合作方去建立这样的合作。
But just to understand that this took me 7 years to do. So that's why I said, even if you are very, very excited, you need to do it slow, okay? And then figure out what works for you. It's a lot of experimenting of what works, what doesn't work. But the point is to make sure you keep going with it.
刚刚他上面有一段我忘解释，他说他产生了很多内容所以他后面做了播客什么的。然后这一段他说的是，但是要大家注意，在大家觉得兴奋之前，这件事情他做了7年才做到现在这个现在他现在在做的事情，所以是一点一点开始的，在这个过程当中会有很多的实验、反复尝试，然后最终一点点建立，所以这并没有一个标准答案，适合大家个人的方案就是最好的，所以可以通过自己的这个方式或者视角去尝试。
Yeah. But my number one recommendation is to don't give up, keep going. So because the world needs your help and needs your service.
大家听懂了是吧？他说只有一个建议的话，就是永不放弃。这个世界需要大家的服务和需要大家的专业，就是去尝试就好了。Thank you for your answer. 谢谢。那我们时间关系咱就继续了，好吗？Thank you, and that's all for the session. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. If they have any questions, they could just email you and you can just email me. So I hope to one day meet them in person and keep up the good work.
That's great. Thank you. 他说如果大家后续有问题，可以把问题给我收集好了发给他，然后他也希望有一天可以见面，来到中国见面，跟大家去见面。好的 ，Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye.
再见。